think we were really interested in the two perspectives on like the political situation between Piltover and Zahn. I think it's a good way to show that it's so easy to be very influenced by the perspective that you have and really lack an understanding of what it's actually like on the other side.
You people down here are all the same.
I think it was really important to us to show that there are merits and flaws to both sides. No one should come off as a stock villain. Everyone should feel as though the troubles that they're facing are complicated, you know, and don't have easy answers or easy outs. The magic connections you see in the show are the ones that happen between the characters who come from opposite sides of the world.
Who are you?
I think something that is easy to miss when you're caught up in a story, when you really enjoy it, is how everything that you see is a labor of love. Every background, every prop, and every character, someone spends all their time like really focusing on making it the best thing it could possibly be. When you work with Fortiche, it just gets elevated to this next level.
We really wanted to lean into just the beauty of like this art that they're producing there every day. And it was a dream of like, we want this to exist. We want this anime series to exist that has this kind of animation quality where we can do the really nuanced kind of dramatic acting or these really deep kind of, you know, character arcs and everything. Because we had that relationship, that friendship, that trust from working together for many years, I think that was possible. I really believe that there's just genius level creative Fortiche.
The League universe it's a place that I feel like I've lived in for many years. And so it's a joy to finally be able to, I guess, show it to the audience in the same way that I think it's existed in our imaginations for such a long time.
Here we go.
For a long time working on narrative, we didn't really have too many tools to be able to tell stories, so we kind of did the best that we could with what we had. In the very early days, it was just a $500 weekly budget that we would use to sort of like outsource a single piece of art. Every now and again, we would bribe internal artists with like dinner or beer to do some extra thumbnails and things like that for us.
You play League of Legends for all these hours in this top-down kind of isometric camera, pretty far removed from the characters. And everyone wants to spend a little bit of time up close and personal, and cinematics are sort of a way to provide that like high fidelity, close-up experience with the characters in the world. The Twist of Fate cinematic was an inflection point for us. But at the end of the day, it didn't have dialogue, it didn't really have storytelling. We were taking steps towards telling stories with our characters.
The next kind of big chapter that followed that was, you know, of course, the Get Jinxed music video. I remember even then, Christian, you know, kind of like hunting around on the internet, finding all these different animation styles, right? And looking at this one, you know, very small company in Paris that he just had a really good feeling about. That was the first time that we worked with Fortiche.
I think the first reaction to an idea like the Jinx music video was just imagining all the ways this can go south and this can get cheesy real fast. We had never done something like this, and yeah, luckily that's worked out because we just found the right partner, I think, in Fortiche, the animation studio. It has had this very, very unique approach to their camera work. You know, even though it's animation, it feels like there's a person filming, you know, whatever's going on. There's like an imperfection about how you follow things, and that just felt so special because it just didn't feel like animation was this artificial thing. It felt like it was real.
I don't think any of them thought, yeah, 10 years later we'll make a TV show about the character with that level of quality.
When Christian started to share the sort of earliest look dev all the way through the earliest picture lock final product sort of moments, it like completely exceeded my expectations. It was mind-blowing. It was, you know, an emotional moment for me. We've always been inspired by and love Fortiche's animation style. I think they've evolved their own chops in their own studio on this path to getting to where we are today with Akein.
It's really hard to partner, like it's challenging. So being able to work with a partner who's trusted us 10 plus years ago, who we've trusted for 10 years, that was critical.
They are true artists, they love their craft, they have fallen in love with the IP, and it's been a pleasure to be able to collaborate with them and bring this universe to life in such different ways.
Arkein is our love letter to you, the players and fans who, over the years, have been with us to help make League of Legends what it is today. When we set out to make Arkein, we knew we wanted to create something that feels like an authentic representation of your favorite champions. So you'll get to see some of their origin stories, but you'll also get to see them in the present day as they push the world forward.
Arkein is set in Piltover and Zaun, and will explore the lives of the many champions who live there, including Jinx and Vi, who, as many of you have guessed, are in fact sisters. Jinx and Vi are two characters that Alex and I actually worked on during their creation some 10 years ago, and even back then we could tell that they're really special. They've always been fan favorites, and when we were approaching this idea and had to think about which characters we'd really want to sink our teeth into, it was pretty obvious to us. These two sisters have this very troubled relationship and couldn't be more different from each other. Each one a deadly fighter in their own right. And as all of us who have siblings know, you're gonna butt heads. In their case, that'll involve rocket launchers, grenades that have teeth, and boxing gloves the size of small cars. We will dive deeply into the stories and relationships and struggles of all these characters and find out what their lives look like and what made them who they are today. And for those people who aren't really familiar with our game, we just want to show them why we stuck with these characters for over a decade now and why we love them so much. We've been working very closely with our partner studio Fartiche in Paris, who were involved in many of our popular videos of the past. Videos like Get Jinxed, Rise, Pop Stars, and they've brought their unique style to Arkein, which, I promise you, it looks gorgeous, and we're very excited to share more later this year. The world of Runeterra is so vast, with so many factions and champions that are bustling with life. This is just a small slice and the start of all the storytelling opportunities we're working on at Riot.
You know, Powder, we've all had bad days, but we stick together. And one day, this city's gonna respect us.
We're Imagine Dragons. We've loved everything League of Legends for many years now. We've been in the League community for a long time, just playing the game, and working on Warriors was awesome, and performing it at Worlds was one of my favorite career moments.
The community kind of rallied around that song, and we were very, very blown away.
That whole production was just incredible.
Wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows.
Riot, we showed us Arkein years back. It was just super inspiring. They showed us the early sketches of the premise of the show. With that in mind, we just started writing, and that's how Enemy came together.
Here we go.
Well, I really connected to the story of the sisters and Vi and Jinx, the love that is there, but also the feeling of being an outcast, the feeling of not fitting in.
Powder?
Being at odds with yourself and at odds with the world.
It's Jinx now.
It all kind of came together, and being here on the set, the filming has been incredible, and we're just really amped about the whole thing.
Everybody wants to be my enemy.